Not everything that breaks you is meant to destroy you. I'm Christy. Welcome to the Unraveling.
Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Christy. If this is your first time watching, hello and welcome. And for my returning viewers, it is so great to see you again. I have a short disclaimer. When I speak of divine feminines and divine masculine, I'm referring to energetic principles and not gender. We carry both within us no matter our identity or expression. I want to talk about something that I think many people struggle to recognize on this journey. The difference between love and emotional survival. Because sometimes what feels like love is actually fear, attachment, hypervigilance, longing, or nervous system dependency wrapped inside deep emotional connection. And I think many of us only began realizing this after we became completely exhausted emotionally. Because emotional survival mode feels intense. It feels consuming, urgent, all-encompassing. Your mood depends on them, your peace depends on them, your nervous system reacts to every shift. You feel high when they move closer, you crash when they pull away. And eventually your entire emotional state begins orbiting another person. I think a lot of feminines experience this at some point on the journey. Not because the connection isn't real, but because intense connections often activate our deepest wounds too. Abandonment, rejection, fear of loss, fear of not being chosen, fear of being forgotten. And when those wounds activate, the nervous system can begin treating love like survival. That's important to understand because survival energy sounds like, I need this person to feel okay. I cannot regulate without them. I need reassurance constantly. If they pull away, I collapse. That's not weakness. That's usually an unhealed nervous system asking for safety. And honestly, many people confuse emotional intensity with depth. But intensity alone does not always equal healthy love. Sometimes it equals activation. Sometimes it equals attachment. Sometimes it equals unresolved pain finally coming to the surface. And I think this is why so many people are being pushed toward deeper healing right now. Because the old way of loving through fear is becoming unbearable. The overthinking, the emotional waiting, the constant monitoring, the spiraling. It becomes exhausting eventually. And I think the soul reaches a point where it says, we cannot keep surviving love like this. So what does that healthier love actually feel like? Honestly, it feels more grounded than people expect. Not emotionless, not detached, not cold, just safer, softer, more stable. You can still love deeply without abandoning yourself. You can still feel connected without making another person responsible for your entire emotional stability. And that is a huge shift. And I think this is where real feminine embodiment begins. Not in pretending you don't care, but in learning how to remain connected to yourself while loving someone else. Because true love should not require self-erasure. It should not require constant anxiety. It should not feel like emotional survival every single day. And honestly, I think many people on this journey are slowly learning the difference between being spiritually connected to someone and being emotionally consumed by them. Those are not always the same thing. I also think this is why nervous system healing matters so much. Because the more regulated your body becomes, the easier it becomes to recognize what is intuition, what is fear, what is love, what is emotional dependency. Everything becomes clearer from a grounded state. And honestly, this realization can feel uncomfortable at first because many of us romanticize the emotional chaos. We thought if it hurts this much, it must be profound. But suffering is not proof of love, and emotional destabilization is not the same thing as soul connection. Real love, healthy love, allows space for truth, for grounding, for clarity and selfhood too. And I think that may be one of the deepest lessons many feminines are learning right now. That love was never meant to consume you completely. It was meant to expand you without disconnecting from yourself. And maybe healing is not about loving less. Maybe it is about finally learning how to love without surviving. If you stayed until the end, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. And if this resonated with you, feel free to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. I always love reading your experiences and perspectives on these conversations. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful day ahead, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. You take care now. Bye.
You're not here by accident. You're so new. We'll meet again right here between the lines.